Hello guys, I'm Peter from Builder Boeing. I read an article about a month ago about an airliner in the United States that was about to either land or take off on a taxiway. And that puzzled me a bit because there's what you in real life call a company option. In Flight Simulator we call it an add-on. That's called RAAS, Runway Awareness and Advisory System. And it's a system that warns you if you approach a runway, both in the air and on the ground. It also warns you if you're doing something messed up on a taxiway. You'll see that in a few seconds. So I was a bit puzzled that the aircraft didn't get the warning from the RAAS, but perhaps they didn't have it installed. But I'll show you what it is. And the reason I'm showing you this program is not only that it's a cool add-on in a way, but also for cockpit builders, there's an extra nice feature. Runway Awareness and Advisory System alerts you if you approach a runway. This could be helpful if it's foggy outside and you're not able to see the signs. If you make a wrong turn and about to enter a runway, I think JFK Airport is one of those where you really need to be good at taxiing around. Or if you just get all confused and all of a sudden don't know where you are and taxi onto a runway, you never want to do that. So now we are approaching in Copenhagen runway 1230. It's a crossing runway. The active runways are down there parallel, but we need to cross this one before we get to the active runway. And now the warning comes. Approaching runway 12. So now I know I'm approaching a runway, and if I'm not clear to enter the runway, I better stop right now. Notice here on the navigation display, there's an overlay. So this is what's cool for cockpit builders. You can get an overlay of the warnings on the screen. Just make a right turn here onto runway 30 and we get a different set of warnings.
On runway 30, 1,200 meters remaining.
So now we get a warning and it's yellow that we are on runway 30 and it's a short distance to go, 1,200 meters. You get that for takeoff. You also get it when landing. The final roll on the runway, if you do a long landing, she'll read out the distance so you can apply the right amount of brake. That's very cool. So what I like about this add-on is not only that it was fairly cheap. It was, I think it's 13 euros, $15. And I wasn't gifted this, it isn't sponsored. I bought it and I just really like it because there's an extra add-on you can get from flightsim.to for cockpit builders that gives you the overlay on the screens. So the overlays here are just an extra program that you run that's transparent and then displays the text, but you can run it on a separate computer. If you're into cockpit building, you know you have the host computer and then you have the separate extra computers that does different things. You can run that overlay on secondary computers. Very cool. Now on taxiway alpha, I'm just going to scoot down here with full throttle. Once we get up to around 45 knots, he's going to yell at me again. There we are. On the taxiway. Do you really want to take off from here? And no, we don't. And you can also get a flap warning. So there's a lot of configuration available in vRaas. Of course, you can go with feet or meters, whatever you want. But also you can do a lot of configuration so you can fit it to what you want. The only downside to vRaas is I'm not absolutely sure those voices that you hear are official Boeing recordings. But the difference to choose from, there's a male, there's a female. Just stop here.
Approaching 2 right.
There we go. Different voices that you can choose from. You can configure a lot. So that's why I really like the program, together with these overlays that I just think are very cool in a cockpit building environment. And that's why I just wanted to make a video about this program, because I think it's cool. I'm Peter from Builder Boeing, and you guys take care. Bye bye.